All right, folks, we're back. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. You know, when I do the walk and talk, I got to ditch the Wi-Fi signal and take over with the cell phone signal. So it is actually garage sale week and here in Frankenmuth. So if you're looking to do something, find something that you don't have, you can do it here in Frankenmuth. All right, so what do we got going on for this weekend? We've got warm weather. Today we're almost 90 degrees. I'd call most of lower Michigan 87 to 90 or so. Dry conditions. And Saturday, maybe 2 degrees cooler thanks to a few more clouds. And Sunday, about the same. We're talking about 83 to 85 or so for the weekend, something like that. Hey, if we find some good stuff and you want me to buy it for you here on one of these garage sales, just let me know, although I don't see many coming up here. So rainfall, what do we do about rainfall? Well, it looks like Saturday morning there will be some showers. Hey, how you doing? I like your flowers. Yeah, we need some rain, don't we? Yeah, you're on live with thousands of people on MLive. There you go. No garage sale for you? Yeah. So that's how we roll here in Frankenmuth and in mid-Michigan, you know, neighbors. I do like the irises, though. They're nice. Hey, I like this one, too. I think they call this a multicolor beech. And that is a very nice tree. I do like that. I'm not a fan of the linden trees, you know, that have been planted everywhere. And one thing that we have that's strange here in Frankenmuth, and I think this might be one of them, no, is a vase zelgova. I had never even heard of it until I moved to Frankenmuth, and they're everywhere, and they're actually a real nice shape. So rainfall tonight, Friday night, rainfall comes across the UP, and then it heads into the northwest part of lower Michigan, and then tomorrow morning it moves southeast across lower Michigan in dwindling fashion, and by the time it gets to Flint, Lansing, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Detroit, it'll be just about nothing. So southeast, plan on a few sidewalk freckles, as I call it, and that's about it. Saginaw Bay City, plan on maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain tomorrow morning, 6, 7 in the morning. Grand Rapids about the same, maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain if it's held together. Northwest corner, maybe 1/4 to maybe, if you got under a thunderstorm overnight, 1/2 inch of rain. Next rain then would be a clump of showers and thunder showers Sunday afternoon across the southern half of the state. Of course, when we're looking for rain, we always like it to come in the late afternoon, because that's, you know, during the day, that's the most unstable time where rain has its easiest chance of holding together if it gets going. And the best chance of rain is sometime late Monday into Tuesday of next week, when the moisture will be in place, a cold front will be coming through, and energy from an upper level system will be coming through also. And as a result, that gives us a pretty good chance of almost everyone getting a shower or a thunderstorm. Not a drought busting type pattern, but we might get to this time next week and have a new 1/2 inch to inch of rain, and in a lucky thunderstorm spot, maybe 1.5 inches. And of course, that would help you out with the dryness for another week or so. I don't know what we got going on here in the parking lot. Let's see what we're selling here. This is garage sale weekend. Okay. Games. Interesting. Might have to bring the grandkids by that a little later. Okay. Sorry. Everything's going on today. Best friends are closing on a house, sold their house. They're excited. They bought a camper because their other house isn't ready just yet. So we got to get to grouting some tile and putting some toilets in and some tubs and showers, all that good stuff, so they don't have to spend the summer in a camper down by the river. You're listening to me ramble. This is Mark Torregrossa. Hey, good morning, Rainier Dobson and Linda Thompson, Janice Cook, live from downtown Frankenmuth. Beautiful day coming up. Now here's some questions that I'm getting. First off, question about Memorial Day weekend. Right now it looks summery. Now I caution because we're still at the point where Lake Huron is chilly, and if you get a northeast wind, it pretty much cools all of lower Michigan down. Northern lower Michigan, it cools down dramatically, and southern lower Michigan, it cools down quite a bit. No signs of that, but at this time of the year, after you go through 3 or 4 days of a southwest wind, you typically have a cold front coming through from the north, and as a result, you typically get a cool down. But if I had to guess, yes, you heard me use the word guess, if I had to guess the weather for Memorial Day weekend, I would say low to mid 80s in most places. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe cooler on Memorial Day, and I would have to guess that there will be one clump of thunderstorms anywhere across Michigan during that Memorial Day weekend. But right now it does not look like your classic drizzle 50 and everybody stuck in their little small cabin together, or their little small space, and everybody on the phone. It looks like you can be out and about. Hey, now the next thing I'm getting is, what is the summer? What does the summer look like? Well, going into summer with a drought going is one key indicator. Soil's dry, heats up. Hot soil builds a warmer dome aloft. If I had to make a guess at the moment, I would say we're going to be warmer than normal. Not a real scientific way of it, but just the fact that if we go into, I usually look the first week of June, if we're going into that, what looks like a warmer than normal pattern, then I figure it will have a hard time changing direction as we go into the middle of summer. It certainly can change direction and dip to cooler than normal, but it's hard to do nowadays, especially if we continue with drought conditions. And that would be my only one fear, is that for farmers in Michigan, we do need ample rain for the growing season because there's no subsoil moisture. A lot of times we'll dry out after a wet pattern. Hey, good morning. A lot of times we'll dry out after a wet pattern in the spring, and the crops get the roots down to the moisture, and they keep going just fine until the next rain comes. It's not going to be the case this summer. We're going to need, actually, we're probably going to need a 3 or 4 inch rain to get moisture down to the subsoil moisture to have a reserve for in case it dries out. So that is the thing. And folks, I know there aren't a lot of farmers on here, but my word of warning to you, keep the evergreens watered if you've just planted them, because if you just planted them like last fall, say, they may not be established yet. And if they dry out and they show that they're drying out, hey, good morning, Donna Howard from Jackson, Michigan. Beautiful morning in Jackson too, isn't it? And it's Friday. Woohoo! If the evergreens dry out and start to show that they're dried out, then you may be too late. I may have even faced that. I pride myself in remembering to water my evergreens that I've just planted, and March and early April were incredibly dry in Frankenmuth, and all of a sudden I started looking at a couple of arborvitaes that I planted, and I said, what's going on there with the tips? They're a little bit brownish. And I thought to myself, shoot, I was watering these into December. You know, I'm always preaching to you, water your evergreens one last time before things get really cold. It does a great job for them. And I just forgot to water in early spring. And I don't think I'm going to lose them now. They seem to be kind of bouncing back. But those spots that are dry will always be dry. And I'll have to take and cut those off. And I might have little sparse areas, but I think I'll be able to live with them. All right, so there's your tour this morning. I didn't make it to the really picturesque part of downtown Frankenmuth. So how's everybody doing today? Let's have some comments. Nobody's commenting on anything. Let's go, folks. What is your problem? I'm gonna try to plant a garden this weekend. I'm going to be back into the gardening phase. I had selling of a house, downsizing of a house one year. That wiped me out. Wife said, no garden. Then we had a couple of kid weddings. Wife said, no garden. Now she said, garden. So we're out of spaghetti sauce. We're out of salsa. We're out of chili sauce. So I got to get back into the tomatoes, the peppers, onions, herbs. I'd like to grow some sweet corn. It's been a few years since I grew sweet corn, but it takes so much space. I might find a spot. Any rain in the future for the West Branch area, Gary? Yes. You could have some actually toward morning. You know, you'd be on that dying line of thunder showers. Probably less than a quarter of an inch. Then Sunday afternoon you could get something. And then I would definitely say that Monday, Tuesday, early Wednesday, you will get some rainfall. Hey, good morning, Flint. Yes, love the weather. Planted garden. Plowed the garden yesterday evening, ready to plant. There you go. Hey, Antoinette Zanetti. Good morning. Linda Thompson, good morning. Tom Ramsey says tomatoes and green beans. Green beans are already up out of the ground. That's nice. That's a good sign that the soil has warmed up nicely. Hey, Kent City. Cynthia, good morning to you. What's your favorite sweet corn? Any sweet corn growers out there? I like one variety that I've grown for a long time. It's supposed to be old. It's called Incredible. Now everybody says peaches and cream, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves with sweet corn. Just because something is a bicolor, white and yellow, doesn't mean it's peaches and cream. Peaches and cream was a variety. Oh, let's get across here. Peaches and cream was a variety a long time ago. Now they have better varieties that are bicolor, yellow and white. Ambrosia and Bodacious are known to be the two. Well, Bodacious, I'm not sure if that's a bicolor. Ambrosia is a bicolor. That's known to be one of the best. And people will put that up against my favorite variety, Incredible, and Incredible wins. So if you want to search for a variety, Incredible. Hey, by the way, are you having a hard time finding outdoor furniture that that you could afford? I mean, here's a nice selection. I haven't been by here yet. I'll have to check it out. But man, stuff is expensive for outdoor furniture. I thought I was buying an indoor lazy boy chair when my wife said, hey, that's $400. I said, $400? What did I miss? I'm starting to sound like my dad. And I'm starting to ramble too. So, points are warm weekend, couple of shots of thunderstorms, any one spot, 1 or 2 hours of wet weather over the weekend, and better chances of rain early next week. Probably not a drought buster. Sweet corn, try incredible, ambrosia, or bodacious. One of those three. Have yourselves a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, live from downtown Frankenmuth. Have yourselves a great weekend.